Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. February is now behind us, the shortest month of the year. I hope everybody had a good one. Happy Valentine's Day. I always forget to say that because what's the point? But anyway, I hope everybody had a great February. And now it's March, and remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not. And we could use your help with donations. If you want to help support the channel, we do appreciate it. All our supporters. And we have links down below for PayPal and Ko-fi.com if you want to do it that way. But I also have a link down below if you want to purchase one or more of my books. That all helps as well. And you can find that in the description. And we appreciate and love all our supporters, and we thank you very much. So consider it. Now, when it comes to things like inflation and economics in general, I am no expert. There's a lot of this and a lot of that and a lot of what have yous when it comes to that kind of thing to be called an expert, and I just don't have that knowledge at all. But I will tell you this: when I left from the United States 7 years ago, I thought things were pretty expensive, pretty out of control expensive. Right? I mean, things were just ridiculously expensive, even for the money I made at the job I had at the time. And I don't really keep up on things back in the United States, like economics or things, or inflation or anything. So I am very surprised when I meet people that are over here now, that come to Cambodia and they want to meet up. And they're from the United States, or they're from the UK, or they're from Ireland, or they're from Australia, or New Zealand, or somewhere else. And I am just like seriously shocked and blown out of my mind at what they're telling me about the prices of things. Like, as bad as I thought it was 7 years ago, I mean, it is horrible now. You know? Everybody wants an egg. People love eggs, and they say, "Oh, I want an egg, but I can't afford the eggs." I don't know, something about eggs being very expensive has been in the news everywhere. And I'm like, just buy yourself some chickens and have all the eggs you want. But seriously, it's like a lot of people think that, and Cambodia is still one of the least expensive places, or the most inexpensive places to live in the world, and it is. But there's a thought that maybe inflation doesn't happen here, and that's not true. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because inflation does happen here. But what I've noticed is that it doesn't happen all at once, and it doesn't happen in the extreme as it does in other countries. For instance, things when I first moved here 7 years ago that used to cost $1 are now, $1.25 or $1.35 or something like that. When I first came here, you could go to any mom and pop shop in town and buy a nice cold can of Cambodia beer for 50 cents, 2,000 real. And that was great. But over the last couple of years, 3 years, now it's 2,500 real. So it's, instead of 25 cents, now it's like 37 cents, or 67 cents a can. Okay. And things going up by either, 12 cents or 25 cents or even 50 cents. I know a lot of you are probably listening to this and saying, that's nothing though. I mean, who cares about that? That's nothing. That's chicken feed. That's That's nothing, man. And I would agree. For foreigners, these price increases will not bankrupt you. They won't really affect your bottom line much. And I get that. Even as poor as I am, they don't affect me all that much either. But there are certain things that locals need, that they buy every day or every week. And it does affect them because in Cambodia, minimum wage at a garment factory is $202 per month, not weekly, per month. And that is an increase of $2 extra a month from previous years. And this is a factory with a union. They had to fight to get that extra $2 a month for their employees. So while 25 cents on certain things isn't a big deal to us, to locals, it is huge because they get an extra $2 a month on their raise, but prices increase by 25 cents per item they need, and within a week, that extra $2 they got as a raise is already gone. It's already nullified. And then they still have the rest of the month, and they still have to pay that extra money for the things they need. So while it might not seem like a big deal, inflation everywhere, no matter where you are in the world, it affects mainly the locals and the citizens of that country. But I just want to let you know that, once you've been, if you haven't spent any significant time over here, when you do show up, over the course of a few years, you are going to see things increase in price. But they don't, and here's my thought. And it's not based on anything except my opinion. There's no research, there's nothing I can point to that says, this is a fact. But this is my opinion on why things increase very, very slowly. And they don't try to almost extort money out of you like they do in some countries. Like, back in the United States, let's say a factory that sells some products, the price of their material, their packing material, goes up by 25 cents per unit, let's say, for their factory. Well, they'll absorb that, but then they'll raise the price of their finished product by like $1 or more to the consumer, which is exorbitant and almost extortionist, in my opinion. But here you have to realize that the majority of small, especially smaller businesses, mom and pop, locally owned shops and stores, don't really rely on foreigners. It's a big deal, and they want to make it as affordable as possible because the inexpensiveness of this country is one of the main reasons why people move here, and they're aware of that. But it's mainly about the locals, and so they get charged an extra, let's say 1,000 real, 25 cents for a product from their supplier. You don't see them raising the price by 75 cents or $1. Yeah, maybe an extra 12 cents, 500 real per product, so that they can still make a little bit of profit. And these local stores here, they work on very little profits. They're not trying to get rich off of, basically ripping people off with the higher prices. And I'm telling you this because I see people get upset, like at the local markets, and they're trying to negotiate for something. There was a post on one of the expat Facebook groups recently where somebody was over here and said they wanted a rice cooker. So they went down to a local market to buy a rice cooker because that was the advice they were given. And the guy wanted $12 for a rice cooker, and they tried to talk him down to 10. And he was like, no, I can't do 10. I can't do that. I need $12 so I make money. And they accused him of being greedy, of being rude, and being blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're a foreigner talking about $12 for a rice cooker. That's a pretty good deal because that's... I'd like to know which market because I can't find one around here for $12. It's always going to be like $15, $20, you know? But when you come over here, yeah, you can expect things to be very inexpensive compared to where you come from. Prices will go up a little bit at a time, of course. But there's no need to get upset if you're negotiating for something and it's too low ball for them to accept. It's not their fault. Just $12 for a rice cooker. Come on, just give them the extra $2. You know, instead of and I'm glad to see in that post that a lot of people in the comments were just like giving him crap. They were just giving him shit because. Yeah, like what were you expecting? You expect for them to just give it to you because of your privilege, you know? That's not going to happen. So what's the solution for our economic woes and for this inflationary disaster, you might ask? Well, I'm going to disappoint you because you're asking the wrong guy. I have no idea. I said at the beginning, I don't know anything about this stuff. But all I know is that Cambodia is a very inexpensive place, despite the small price increases over time. And you should definitely check it out if you're looking to retire. That's all I can tell you. All right, be sure to check out all my links down below. I got PayPal, I got Ko-fi, I got my book links. I got other links down below for all these other awesome channels that are out there that want to give you their knowledge. And if you're doing research on moving here, check out all those other channels because they have awesome content. All right, from Siem Reap, Cambodia, I will talk to you guys in the next one.